What is up, my friends? It is that time of the month for the next JDM Bento Box unboxing. This is our subscription box. We are going to break down everything in here, let you know why I put it in here, how to use it. We're just gonna geek out on some tackle, so whether you're a subscriber or not, hopefully this will be a fun conversation of some really cool tackle. So if you'd like to join, let's go. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful post-spawn fish.
Look at that.
Look at that gut on that. That's a nice fish.
Welcome back, guys. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined by my buddy Callan. Callan, what is up?
I'm excited to get into this bento.
Are you ready to see some cool stuff?
I can't wait.
All right, this is gonna be a fun box. So I think most of you guys by now know that we do a monthly subscription box. This is basically a $100 box. It's got $100 worth of stuff in it. It's not a sale box. It's basically just a trust Ben to make me a cool box. And each month I go through and put stuff in there that I think would be great in your arsenal. This just gives me a chance to tell you why, how to use it, make sure you guys are maximizing the use of the box. Each month, the star of the show is a limited run Megabass Edovision 110 and Pop Max, so we will end on that. So we're just gonna do an unboxing. If you guys are a subscriber, this will hopefully shed light on everything inside and how to use it. If you're not a subscriber, there's still some cool things in here. So you'll be able to take a look, see what you like, how to use it, so on and so forth. So let's dive in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna go right from the top and let's start digging. So item number one is from Raid Japan. This is a Raid Bukkomi Craw Daddy. Now this is the larger daddy size. There is also a Bukkomi Craw. It's a little bit smaller than this guy. This is a very cool bait that's designed to be a heavy, high density plastic that's designed to backglide. Okay, so here's a look. Let's hold it this way so you can kind of see it. Here's the front, here's the back. This is a thick, heavy density bait, so even unweighted, the bait weighs about 3/4 of an ounce. It has some nice quivering tentacles on the front, it has quivering tentacles on the side. So as it falls horizontally, and all of these tentacles have this really amazing quiver to it. The concept of this is obviously to create a back glide, okay? And when we say back glide, that means, you know, if this is a, let's say a dock or a limb, right? Most things you throw at the object and they just kind of fall down, right? A back glide is designed to fall and then glide backwards away from you so it can actually scoot underneath cover. That's what this was designed to do. Now, Raid as a brand is really a shore-based brand. Now, certainly they do tournaments and they do all kinds of, you know, conventional fishing now, but at the heart and the soul of the brand, they're thinking of a shore angler too. And so they wanted to create a really dense, easy to cast plastic that a guy from shore that maybe typically has limited distance range can actually achieve far distance with this bait. So this is a bait where if you feel like, oh man, I'm stuck on the bank, I just want to get a little farther, you can absolutely bomb this. There's nothing to catch wind and it's super dense in the back. Now, if you don't want to distance cast and you just want to use it as a back glide, easy, right? Just pitch it at any target and a heavy plastic is going to sink it down and get it down there quick. Now, rigging wise, I recommend throwing this on something like a 5/0 Ryugi Infinity hook. You could do a Zappu Bellows or whatever hook that you like. I like more of this wide gap style versus a traditional thin gap style, but whatever style hook you like is fine. Rigging on this, this is 2 different plastics, okay? So depending on what color you get in your box, you might even get one that's two-toned. So some of them have like a green pumpkin body and a chartreuse face or something like that. But this plastic in the back is a heavy salted, heavy dense plastic for gliding away. The front side is designed to have more quiver, right? So the way we're gonna rig this, we're gonna go right through the face. Okay, so almost rigging it backwards in essence, right? So we're gonna go right through the face. The bottom of the bait, there's a little hook slot so you can kind of measure up right to the bend of that hook. And you can go inside here and boom. Just like that, you've got a fully rigged Bukkomi Craw Daddy. So I would recommend, because this is a bait that you're typically gonna throw into cover and really kind of let it glide into cover or under things or under a dock, I'd recommend upping your line size, right? So this is something you're probably gonna wanna throw on, you know, probably 16, 18, 20 pounds, something like that, just to make sure you're not breaking fish off on the hook set. But it's totally weedless. When it gets down to the bottom, so as it falls, this whole thing is gonna quiver. When it gets down to the bottom, you can either just lift back in a straight lift, it's gonna pull it off the bottom, and then give it slack and it'll kind of go back down, or you can kind of hop it like a crawl and just have this thing kind of hop and fall, and it'll just kind of have this crazy action to it. So play with it, use it however you'd like, but it's a really fun bait and a bait that I think you guys will catch a lot of fish on. So that's from Raid Japan, the Bukkomi Craw Daddy. Next bait in the box is from Nishine. This is the Nishine Lure Works Namazu. Now, the Namazu is a soft plastic catfish. And even though Nishine is technically a Canadian company, it's Japanese owned, and he builds products for Japanese. So I consider Nishine to be JDM, even though it's technically Canadian. I just don't hold that against them, right? There is the Nishine Lure Works Namazu. So basically just a soft plastic catfish. Okay, you can rig this a bunch of different ways. On a free rig is the best way to fish this thing. I like to use like a 1/0 to 3/0 hook, depending on if you get the 4-inch or the 5-inch, little 1/4 ounce weight or 3/8 ounce weight, and just fish it around the bottom. And when it separates, it just kind of has a little glide to it, almost like a little baby catfish. You could use it on a jig trailer. So a lot of guys will use like the Nishine football jig. It's a great little kind of pintail on the back. So lots of things you can do with it. Soft plastic. It's kind of dense, it doesn't have a lot of movement on it. It's just gonna have more of a glide, but it has the profile of a baby catfish, which is one of bass's favorite foods. We talk about shad, we talk about bluegills, we talk about crawdad, we talk about all this forage all the time, but we rarely talk about baby catfish. But this is an excellent, excellent way to catch them. So there you go. There is bait number 2 from Nishine. That is the Namazu. Next thing in the box is just a fun little bonus, okay? So every year we kind of perv out on these J-like product, kind of sexy chick anime fish stickers. Totally stupid, totally ridiculous, and totally amazing at the same time. So we just took a pile, threw one in each box. If you guys are sticker fiends, there you go. Enjoy. If you're not, no problem, no offense. Just designed as just kind of a fun thing in there, just kind of a little bonus. Okay, moving on. Next item inside is from Bottom Up. Now, Bottom Up is a really cool brand, right? It's a small brand, but they are growing and they are really getting very popular in Japan. This is the Bottom Up Cosmo Jig, which is one of their earlier baits to come out. Now, this is a little finesse jig, and I wanted to include something finessey because I know a lot of you guys are more on the finesse side, and a lot of these boxes tend to be more, you know, my style, which is more power fishing, right? So, you know, I don't know, a lot of you guys are into bait finesse or spin finesse. Well, a little Japanese finesse jig is a great way to experiment and play. So here's a look at the Cosmo Jig. Now, depending on what box you get, you might get different sizes or different colors, but they're all pretty small, all pretty finesse. The Cosmo Jig can be used with or without a trailer. Okay, so without a trailer, it does have some longer strands, so you can just kind of fish it right out of the box. If you decide you want to use a trailer, you want to use like a little 2-inch trailer, a little grub, a little craw, something tiny, a little bug style bait, right? The way this is designed to be fished is horizontally. Okay, so most jigs are designed to throw out let them land at the bottom and you kind of just hop them and crawl them. But these little finesse jigs like the Cosmo, the line tie is actually angled slightly backwards, right? So the bait is actually going to lift in a horizontal fashion. So even when you have a trailer on there, it's going to stay horizontal. So you can give it the look of an actual fish, bug, whatever is kind of hanging out, but instead of, you know, it falling nose down, it's going to have this great horizontal angle. If you guys are fishing around cover or from shore, a lot of times guys will use these style baits to throw over a tree branch. So if my arm's a tree branch, they'll throw over it like this, and they'll just kind of lift and lower that bait like this until they figure out where the fish are. If the fish are kind of right underneath, you just kind of hover it right here, you know, at the surface of the water or whatever depth there is. So it's a really fun way to play. I think you guys will enjoy experimenting with little finesse jigs. So there you go, little Cosmo jig from bottom up. That is the next bait. Continuing on, the next one has become probably my favorite jerk bait outside of the 110, and at this point it's probably rivaling the 110 as becoming my favorite jerk bait. I don't go anywhere without it, and this is our custom color, the inside of it. So this is the OSP Rudra in our custom color Sake Bomber. Let me open this up and I'll spec this out for you as well. So the Rudra is 130 millimeters, 20 grams. Okay, so you're basically a little bit bigger than a 110. You're at 3/4 of an ounce, so you're heavier than a 110, right? But you have this beautiful kind of, you know, matte finish Sake Bomber pattern. So you got a little pearl on the belly, transparent sides. You got just a little bit of pearling on the side and a little bit of a purple pearl hit on the back. So what the Rudra is going to do, and don't be afraid of the Rudra in size. You know, a lot of guys tend to use the 110 and then go down, right? Junior, Junior +1, X80 Trick Darter. Don't be afraid to experiment on the larger side as well. So you can throw this on the same rod that you're throwing your 110 on, or you could go up a notch if you wanted to go up a notch, but you can fish the Rudra on a little heavier line. So where the 110 you might have to throw on 10 pound or 8 pound, right? You can throw this guy on 14, 16, 18 pound line. You can give it hard twitches. It's got a reinforced bill, but there's something magical about some baits. Certain baits just get bit more than other baits, and we're finding that the OSP Rudra is one of those baits. It casts like a dream. It has 3 tungsten weight transfer balls that throw all the way to the back and shift to the front, and the bait just has an amazing movement to it. So if you're not throwing this bait now, you're welcome. Attitude, trust me, just try it. You're going to be amazed by what you catch with it. If you are throwing this bait now, this will be a new cool custom color to add to your arsenal. So there you go. There is the OSP Rudra. One more bait and then we will get to the star of our show. So this is kind of a fun, quirky bait. Every box I like to put something just a little bit weird inside. This was actually supposed to release to you guys before it released to the general public, but we had a little bit of a challenge with the star of our show. So the box is a little bit behind where we had hoped to deliver. But the next bait is from our friends at Duo Japan. Actually, their sub-brand Duo Backdoor, right? But made right there at Duo. This is part of the Pokemon fishing. You guys are gonna get one of 2 baits. You're either gonna get a Pikachu or you're gonna get a Psyduck, okay? You're gonna get one of these 2 baits inside of your box. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why the heck am I getting this crazy? Take them both down and explain. So, to me, this is kind of quintessential Japanese tackle, right? I mean, Pokemon is one of the most famous Japanese things. I mean, whether it's a video game or, you know, anime or whatever, super popular. This kind of embraces Japanese lure building in the fashion where they do like to have a lot of fun and take things and just be silly sometimes, right? Now, it's a highly crafted Pokemon representation. So this is the Pikachu. The Pikachu is gonna come as kind of like a jitterbug, okay? So it's a topwater bait that's gonna kind of roll side to side while that tail just kind of gives it some stabilization. It's a very cool bait. It's got 3 trebles on there, right? So there's a look at that. So Just fish it as a topwater, cast and wind, nothing special you need to do with it. The Psyduck is going to be kind of a crankbait look to it. And by the way, even though it's small, it's 68 millimeters, it's still 16 grams. Okay, so it's still over half of an ounce. So you've got some good weight to it. So this is designed to be kind of like a crankbait. You can do multiple things with this. You can cast it and just straight retrieve it and it will swim down like a crankbait, or you can keep your rod tip up and it will be a wake bait, or you can chop it. So you can just walk it the way you would like a walking topwater bait, and this thing will actually have a side-to-side chop, which is pretty cool for a small little ridiculous looking lure. Right? The other reason I wanted to put these in is for the month of December, we're actually going to do some really fun Pokemon fishing promotions here at the Hookup Tackle. We're going to give away a little over $2,000 worth of stuff just for participating. It's going to be kind of a photo challenge thing, right? So I wanted to give each of you guys an opportunity to partake in that. Even if you don't do anything with these for the next few weeks, hold on to them. You're going to want to partake in what we have coming up in December. So there you go. Have fun, right? Enjoy, try something ridiculous, but please tag me when you catch fish on these. They're all highly functional, very cool lures. That is from Duo Japan. All right, Callan, and that brings us to the star of the show. So this was a carefully chosen color for this month. If you guys are Megabass fans, then you will know that there are some brand new SB colors that they've been teasing. Okay, they're actually going to be dropping this upcoming weekend here at the Hookup Tackle, some limited new SB colors. Now, if you're not a Megabass fan and you're wondering what SB is, okay, let me just start with this, okay? This is one of my favorite colors and a color that a lot of you guys have gotten on. It's called SB OB Shad. Okay, now we've done quite a few SB colors in this box over the last few years. What SB means is that there's kind of a hidden color, right? So if you look at this bait, it's a clear, transparent bait. It's got that nice kind of, you know, goldish shoulder, black back. But when the bait moves and flashes, it flashes this undertone paint, right? So this one is orange. So SB OB Shad. Right? So Megabass is coming out with two limited edition SB colors this weekend. This is SB PB stain reaction and SB CB stain reaction. Okay, so these are going to be available in limited quantities. So if you guys are fans of that SB, this one's going to have kind of that chartreuse belly. This one's going to kind of have that pink belly as it moves. Very cool colors. One-time runs, limited supply. Just in case some of you guys don't get on that bandwagon, I wanted to do an SB color for this box. Just in case you miss out on any of these limited ones. The star of the show. This is a cool one. Here we go. SB Ice Shrimp. Now, I'll take this out, let you guys look at it. This is one of the cooler SB colors for multiple reasons. A, it's kind of this beautiful blue pearl transparent color. It's a really cool color just on its own, okay? It's got the sunken black eyes, it's got the cool kind of crackle back, but this has a special SB to where the SB is on the bottom. So most SBs are more on the top of the bait, but this one, as it moves, it's gonna give you just a different illusion because that pink of the SB is actually on the bottom of the bait, which is very unique in the Megabass world. So this is going to be, if you guys are collecting these colors, this is gonna be one of the more collectible 110s that we've ever done inside this box. If you guys are just throwing these colors, you're gonna catch shit out of them on this thing. It's perfect. It's a great bait fish pattern. The shrimp markings, they don't do anything for me. I don't even care that they're there. They could just be scales for all I care. But it's a very, very cool look. Let me show you guys the Pop Max. Here's a look at the Pop Max. And with the Pop Max, they paired that pink flash perfectly with the pink feather. So you guys can see that there, that cool little pink flash. So there you go. SB Ice Shrimp, a very cool color. Very timely with the Megabass SB release, so hopefully you guys can pick up those SB stain reaction colors to go along with this. And then one more tease, we are also doing a special color just here for the hookup that will be dropping in a couple weeks, and something very special. So that's all I'm showing you. That's the tease for now, but it will be the final SB color. 4 colors in total, 2 that we're dropping this weekend, 1 that only you guys get, and then the 4th one we're gonna drop in 2 weeks as our shop custom color. So enjoy SBI Shrimp. Okay, my friends, that is a wrap for this box. I hope you enjoyed walking through the box, and if you got a box, I hope you really enjoy the products as much as I enjoy putting them together for you. Of course, if you guys have any questions on anything that's in the box, you guys can drop a comment down below or find me on Instagram, which is why I put my handle at the beginning of every video. I'm always happy to help, always happy to talk through riggings or use or implementation or any of those. If you guys are not a subscriber, but you'd like to purchase a box, we will be releasing the leftover boxes this week. So we'll put a link down there below, and if you guys want to scoop any of those up, you certainly can. On behalf of myself and Cal and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle Guys, thank you for your business. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the box, and we will see you guys again next month. Okay, peace, my friends. Later.